What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Our Brains Hurt. Thank you for streaming or downloading or however you listen. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out. And now let's get to the show.
Well, they needed a jingle for their stupid little show, so they called up the Jasons and we said, fuck no. Then they called us again and they gave us $20 and we wrote them a song that said, your podcast sucks. Then they gave us more money and they asked us really nice and we finally gave in and we said, alright, I'll write you a song, but it's gonna be a clone of a Screeching Weasel song that we heard a while ago. So we wrote them a jingle and it sounded really rad. It was the best little jingle that their podcast ever had, but the file got corrupted and the email didn't work. Now they're stuck without a jingle singing Our Brains Hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. In a very non-copyright infringing sort of way.
Hello?
Hey,
What's up?
True old man trying to get on the fucking computer just now. It's been so long since I used Zoom.
yo, do you remember Max Headroom?
Yeah.
Do you remember where that started? Was it an MTV thing that kind of we're trying to determine?
So Max Headroom, I believe. Oh man.
Yeah, you're right about where we are.
I know it ended up being like some weird like hacker thing with the television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That was a
later,
different
though.
thing though. That was
Yeah.
just somebody wearing a Max Headroom mask.
Yeah. Was Max Headroom Pepsi?
Yeah, see, that's what I said. I was like, he did a Pepsi commercial, but it was something he did the Pepsi commercial because of like either a video or a short film or something on MTV that made it popular, which is why he got the Pepsi commercial. I believe it could be the other way around.
Let's see. I'm cheating. Are we not supposed to look it up?
No, I'm
No,
looking it up
please
too,
do.
but I can't.
Please do.
All right. Let's see here. Max Headroom
This
is a
TV series.
fictional character played by actor Matt Freeworth,
Freeworth. Yeah.
advertised as the first computer-generated TV presenter. Max was known for his biting commentary on variety of topical issues, amongst wit, stuttering. Man, I need my glasses. Shit. On a variety of topical issues. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see where it says 20 minutes into the future, 1985.
Mm-hmm.
Where though? Where was your first appearance, Matt?
Well,
Max?
I'm seeing that it's it was science fiction television series that aired on ABC from March 31st, 1987 to May 5th, 1988.
So
Oh.
ABC.
I thought it was an
Interesting.
MTV thing, and then it went, but I guess not.
Well, he did do an MTV thing. He also did the Pepsi commercial, and there was other stuff
See,
too.
and now
'cause-
it's saying that he did a Coke commercial, not
New
Pepsi.
Coke. Is this part of that simulation thing you guys are talking
Oh
about?
no, is this a Mandela effect?
Yeah,
Probably.
I know.
Because it was totally Pepsi.
It was blue.
Yeah, you said it too.
Uh-huh. Oh no. We're
Yeah,
stuck
Coke.
once again.
New
Fucking
Coke.
time travelers, man. I
you
swear
know
to
what-
God, that's what the Mandela effect is. People figured out time travel, and now they're fucking our shit up.
Yeah.
Fucking everything up.
Well, it's just part of the simulation. I mean, it's just
Yeah, exactly.
I laugh because I'm like uneasy about it. I don't know how serious you guys are.
100% serious. Just
The
embrace it.
simulation
Embrace it,
theory
Trev.
is yeah, I'm with Ron on that one. I don't think there's much of a way to explain it other than that once you've learned.
It's one of those things. Once your eyes are open to it, you can't go back.
Yeah.
You just can't go back.
There's just like too much. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
It's
Mm.
almost more terrifying to think that we're not living in a simulation.
Yeah.
Too chaotic.
Did I interrupt at a wrong time? I was trying to get my mic. Oh, okay.
No, that's perfect. Actually, because we were talking about. I was talking about a movie that, since we were going to talk some horror movies tonight. That's not a horror movie, actually.
Oh.
But that I just revisited because it popped up in my Amazon Prime feed, and it was a movie that my punk rock friends and I in high school used to watch all the time, and it's called National Lampoon's Senior Trip.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, that's right. One of Jeremy Renner's early movies.
That was a
And
good movie.
Matt Frewer, who was Max Headroom, played the principal in that movie.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah.
Well, can I do something real quick?
Yeah.
I have a double OBH callback here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. One,
Yeah.
House 2 was a phenomenal movie.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm gonna link it to your summer school, which is also a phenomenal movie. Summer School is phenomenal. Your summer school / Cheers universe. Okay.
Oh, yes.
So in the original House, Norm is in it. He's the neighbor of the writer.
Holy
Oh,
shit,
shit.
he is.
And then in the sequel,
Yeah.
Cliff shows up as the electrician.
Yes. Yes.
So the House movies, and that house like jumps through like timelines.
It does.
So that
Holy shit.
House, Summer School, and Cheers are in the same like.
Holy shit. Yeah. House and House 2 get added to that timeline. This is legit.
Yeah. So we just tied it all together, I think.
Yep.
We're gonna create like the shitty MCU by the time we're done with this.
I'm telling you right now, our simulation lords are shaking in their boots as we're figuring shit out.
It all ties back to House and House 2.
Yeah.
You know, they made a fourth one, but they never made a third one.
Yeah, that
That's
sounds
hilarious.
Yeah.
Did they bring back Eric Stoltz for the fourth one?
No. The fourth one had like this crazy, like, I just remember there was like a scene with a pizza, and the pizza had a face, and like it was singing. The mother, so the kid was like freaking out. The mother was in the other room singing like the theme song to the pizza parlor they got it from, and the pizza face was singing along with it.
Weird.
I think now that you mentioned something about House 4, I think I may have tried. I saw that it existed and may have tried to watch it and like turned it off.
Oh yeah, it was like a sci-fi special, Sci-Fi Channel special.
But I also think I remember something about trying to find the third one, because I was like, if there's a fourth one, there's got to be a third one. How did I miss that? And never being able to find it and giving up or something like that. Now you're reminding me of things.
There's another House series that has a House 3, but they're not related to each other at all. So
it's like the elusive Butt Slammers 19.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Quest for more butts.
We're coming back around on everything. As long as the last one's called like The Reckoning, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man, how you guys been?
Good.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah. I'm great. I'm doing all right. Been busy, you know. So is OBH kind of like just open forum now, or you guys still do the music thing too? This is just like, you know, it's that time of year where there's no shows going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are in the studios right now.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like the tie over, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, so I have learned in the past few months that during COVID, it was way easier to get answers to my emails from VIP punk rockers. Nowadays, not so much. You know, so I mean, we had that 2.5-year stretch or so where we were having like fairly big names on the show, you know, at least monthly. And because during COVID, nobody was doing shit and people were answering messages. I've reached out to a few people over the past couple months, mostly Joey Cape, like 17 times. Dear Joey Cape, please respond to my messages, because they're all doing shit now. They're all busy as fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I don't know. We're just kind of like, I don't know, Matt. What do you think? We're just kind of like doing our own fucking thing right now. I mean, we're eventually gonna get back to interviewing bands.
Yeah.
I think we're just having some fun.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about. If we're not having fun, there's no point in doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's like so like with the struggling artists. So I have like the flagship show, and then we have like 4 or 5 other shows. 3 of them are monthly. 1 or 2 of them kind of pop up when they need to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like, yeah, because like it's like why have all different shows when you already have like, you know, we collectively, like you guys, myself, like we've gotten our listenership. We just now it's like now they're more vested in us than who we have on, you know. So
Right.
Yeah,
so if we do these things, then let's, you know what I mean, we like but it's always good to get that big guest, right, to get the big
Oh
pop.
yeah.
New people discover us.
That's how. That's how you get the new listeners. Yeah.
well,
That kind of
yeah.
like what I'm working on now is like I'm like maybe I should do like a bigger guest every once a month. Because one, I mean, I get the PR stuff. I'm sure you guys get the PR stuff sent to you too. So like I can do it,
Yeah.
but it's just a matter of like, it's not really. I mean, I got to make sure it's a musician I like. That's what it comes.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Because we get hit up a lot. We get emails, and it's not even like a punk band. It's just like it's just these labels that are sending out mass,
the PR
requests and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
It's like it's weird too. It's like if you answer those, like not all of them reply to you, and it's like, why fucking send this shit out to somebody if you're not gonna fucking reply to them?
Yeah.
If they hit you back.
Yeah, there's 2 PR people that I use pretty constantly and I've formed like those relationships with them now, so I know like at least I'll get a response back. You know what I mean? Like so
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, it's been fun though. It's a wild ride, you know. We're just in here figuring this shit out. It's weird because like someone had mentioned me as like, oh, you're one of my favorite like music journalists. I'm like, am I doing that?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just kind of weird, like we're in that space too, you know. 'Cause we're just having fun. Hey guys, Trev from the Struggling Artist Podcast, and I want to talk to you real quick about Struggling Artist Record Club. The Struggling Artist Record Club is a vinyl record subscription service where I hunt and curate the best punk and punk adjacent music out there and mail their record to your door each and every month. Imagine finding your new favorite band from across the country without ever having to leave the house. It doesn't get much better than that. The excitement of discovering new music just got that much easier. As a member of the Struggling Artist Record Club, you are going to receive some of the best music you've ever heard from bands you may never even heard of. Whether you've been collecting records for years or just starting out, the Struggling Artist Record Club is designed specifically for you. And right now, all new members get a Struggling Artist Record Club exclusive along with the monthly selection. So head to strugglingartistrecordclub.com, pick a membership, and start building that collection today.
I thought you liked the camp.
I've been camping twice, and they're both in the fall. I don't camp in the summertime.
Yeah, the summer's
that's
different.
fucking torture, man.
I went camping and slept in my car, slept in my truck.
I did that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more comfortable there than but I got like a fear of snakes. So I'm like, you know, oh, there's snakes in the woods. Yeah, we don't need to go in there.
It's a good segue into horror movies.
Yeah.
Fear of snakes.
Fear of snake. Oh man, one looked at me in my yard and I didn't go over there until the winter. Like,
what kind of snake was it?
Like a little fucking garter
snake. You're scared of those too, the little ones?
Dude, I got really bad for a while. Like I remember, like, so I went down to Tennessee and I was terrified of I'm like night snakes, tree snakes. Like I'm like driving with my sunroof open. I'm closing the sunroof. I'm like toilet snakes. I'm taking a crap at work and I'm like, there's toilet snakes. And I go like, dude, I never even saw a dead snake in my friggin' year and a half of living there. Like I never saw a snake at all. And I was terrified of them when I was there. Like
crazy.
Yeah.
Did you have an episode when you were a kid or something? Like,
oh, I've had, yeah. There was a couple.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
As an adult, yeah. We're gonna get into that for sure. But as an adult, you should know that if you make a lot of noise, snakes are gonna go the other direction. That's what they do.
Most things do. Most things in nature will go the other direction.
They don't want to fuck with people at all. If they hear you coming, that's the best way to get rid of snakes is just to be loud. if you're
Dude.
in the woods, and you can be, that they will head
I
the
am
opposite
loud as
fucking
I run
direction.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very loud while I'm running away. Like, dude, I'll fist fight a grizzly bear before I have to, unless the bear's holding a snake, and then I won't fight it. But like,
Bear say yes. He's got a fucking rattle by it. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
He's using it like a bolo.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now, like if I'm mowing my lawn and I see them, like I'm overly cautious, but I'm not running away anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah. So I'm at that point. What do you want to? All right. So do we want to know the story? What happened?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
I was in the 4th grade, Mrs. Stepanishin's class at West Vine Street School in Pawcatuck, Connecticut.
I don't know how you remember this shit.
And this is the only thing, because it was traumatic. That's why. So we were in the library for like an assembly thing, and they brought in like animals from this, like, I don't know if it was like an animal shelter, a sanctuary, or whatever. Remember, there was a bird or two, and then they had this big, I mean, it looked like an anaconda from the movie Anaconda to me as a 4th grader, but it was probably like a 4 or 5 foot boa or something, or ball python or something like that. And they were one lady was holding the head, the other lady was holding the tail, and they were bringing it around, and we were sitting in these blue chairs. These blue chairs play a part in this. And people were, and the kids were like touching it. You know what I'm saying? Like touching it. So they were coming up to me. I was already afraid of snakes from like a little thing when I was a young kid, but I was getting over it because I was in this room with this giant anaconda. It's like, I'm gonna touch the snake. So I wasn't gonna touch the head though. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, we're not that brave yet. We'll touch like the tail. So she's walking by me. Now we're sitting in these blue chairs that had 3 holes in the back that were like vertical holes. Do you know the chairs I'm talking about? They have no arms on them. They're just like okay. If you remember these chairs correctly, you would get static shocked all the time.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The kid sitting next to me went to touch the snake's head, and it created a static shock, and it nipped at the lady, and they dropped this fucking giant snake on my lap.
Oh.
It hit my lap, it hit the floor, and I was like teetering. Like, this will go to a horror movie. You ever seen the Prophecy movies with Christopher Walken?
Yeah.
You know how they sit on the top of the chairs? That was me screaming as a 4th grader because this thing just dropped on top of me.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a thing. It's been a thing. Yeah. So.
All right, that makes sense.
that poor snake.
Yeah, so it's been a little thing. By the way, those Prophecy movies, I used to love those. Those were
I've never seen them.
They're fucking weird, dude.
Yeah. What, they're from the 80s, you said?
90s.
90s.
I think 80s and 90s. I think they went from the 80s into the 90s.
Yeah. Viggo Mortensen played the devil.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken.
These are some fucked up movies, Ron.
Yeah,
if you want to go on a wild ride, watch all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do. They span into like, I think the 4th one is like in the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. There might even be
Christopher
more
Walken's
than
in all
4.
of them.
He's in all but the last one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays the Archangel Gabriel.
Oh, nice. That's
yeah.
I can see him as that.
Ron, these are really fucked up movies.
Eric Stoltz is in the first one. I forgot who he plays, but he's like
Is it horror or kind of just like a mind fuck?
It's a mind fuck.
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi mind fuck kind of thing.
Okay.
It's got the dude Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it.
Oh yeah. I like that dude.
It's like God, they're almost like David Lynch movies in a way, but like not as good as something David Lynch would do.
Right. Yeah. It was my introduction to Christopher Walken as a kid.
Okay.
It might have been mine too, actually.
Loved him from ever since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not?
Yeah.
My introduction to him was either those movies or The Continental on SNL. It was one of those two.
Right.
Is that when he has like the pictures of himself and stuff? What's the Continental?
It's the Champagne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing the Deer Hunter, but that was later. I already knew who he was when I saw the Deer
Yeah.
Hunter.
What was the video in the 90s where he was just like dancing the entire
Fat
time
Boy
through like
Slim?
empty mall? Yeah, was it Fat Boy
Yeah,
Slim?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that shit
Oh
was
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. Dude, that guy's led a wild life.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
What do you for horror movies? Can I ask a question? Like,
Yeah.
what is your favorite sequel of a horror movie?
Hmm.
Ooh, favorite sequel. I mean,
Matt, I think I know. Is yours Texas Chainsaw?
I don't know if they're my favorite, but I think like the classic answers to this question would be like Friday the 13th Part 2 or Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
Hmm. Mine's
Because like
Exorcist 3.
What is it?
Exorcist 3.
The Exorcist 3.
Well, because like I don't know if you can really consider those sequels, even though they are, Ron, because like everybody likes those two movies better than the first ones because, well, they just are that better than the first ones.
I
And they're
love the
not
first
really
one.
sequels. They are, but they're not.
The Exorcist 3, is that the one that just came out a couple years ago?
No, no, no. This one had like the dude who played Chucky, Brad Dourif. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Dourif?
Yep.
Yeah.
Brad Dorff. Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't think I saw that one. And The
Uh,
Exorcist is like my favorite movie of all time.
I love the third one more than the first. The first one is a different animal, but like the third one I felt like kept me more entertained.
Hmm.
Brad Dorff, underrated actor.
He's been around forever.
He was also in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Great job in those too.
Mm-hmm. He was great in Deadwood.
Mm-hmm. And you know, Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah. He was in so many movies in like the 60s too, I guess, in the 70s. And like it's crazy to see. Christopher Walken's another one too that's been around forever. And like you look
Yeah.
at him,
Yeah.
like he was like this, like, like essentially he was like a Brad Pitt in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Chucky too, did you see the Chucky movie with Mark Hamill as Chucky?
No. Is it good?
It is actually. It's like a different, I know it's a Chucky reboot or whatever, but what's her name? April from Parks and Rec. Why can't I think of her name? But she's like she's the lead actress in the movie.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
it's
I haven't seen any newer Chucky's. There was a television show too, right?
yes. I don't know if that's actually out yet. I think that comes out soon.
Oh, it's not even out yet. Okay.
Or it is out and I'm just wrong, but I'm pretty sure it like either comes out soon or just maybe recently came out. But
Hmm.
it's that is actually in the same world as like the movies and stuff.
Oh, okay. So that continues on where the Mark Hamill one is a
It was
different.
just like a one-off reboot kind of.
Mhm, mhm.
It was pretty good though. I dug it. Yeah, but the show is it's Brad Dourif playing Chucky and um why can't I think of the director and writer of the original one is who like made and is
Oh,
producing the show or whatever.
that's rad. Coming back
Yeah,
around.
Don something I think is the guy's name. I don't know why I can't. Mancini, Don Mancini. I think that's right.
That's awesome.
These are things I should know off the top of my head, but I
Dude, you have so much knowledge in that brain of yours though. It's okay to forget things.
it's not. I used to be every bit as good with my punk rock and music shit as I am with that shit as with like movies and sports too. I guess I still kind of am.
Mm. I stopped. I used to be like with sports, I was like big into baseball, and I would know like players and stats, and like I've
Yeah.
lost that, dude. I lost all that.
Yeah, I've
like-
lost a lot of it myself.
I lost everything. Like my grandfather used to speak Italian to me, and I would answer in English, and I can't understand Italian anymore. I can't. I don't. I can't do it. I just can't. I lost it all. I mean, he's been gone for many, many years now, but like you would think you would think that would stay, but if you don't keep up on it, it's gone.
Yeah, yeah, totally, yeah.
You know. Ron, does your family speak Italian?
My grandparents would a little bit to each other. And every now and then, if they didn't want us to know what they were talking about, they would. But it was more like a Italiish. It was like just few words. I knew all the curse words because I knew when my grandfather would curse in Italian. I remember he used to drive. He used to drive by this fucking. I think the owner of this Carvel ice cream shop near him owed him a lot of money. He was a bookie, and like this dude, I guess, never paid him. So every time we would drive by, even when we were like little tiny kids, he would be like he would drive by and be like "Ba fangul," and he would make us all do like the Bronx cheer. Where we'd have to like go and like just. So we didn't know why. We just me and my little brother hated this Carvel for no reason because the guy fucking owed my grandfather money. But like I don't know. But I never knew any Italian except for curse words.
Yeah. And those were the only ones that really stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I always mean to like start maybe get like Babbel or whatever the app is to try to learn Italian. Maybe it'll come a little easier to me than other languages since I kind of heard it when I was a kid. I don't know, but
your German's pretty good. I've heard you speak German.
Yeah. So I took German in high school and college.
Yeah.
He's got Japanese and Chinese down as well.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I used when I was in the military, but Chinese, but if you don't use it, you lose it. It sucks.
Yeah.
And if you're not, I don't know, I'm too lazy to keep up with it. It sucks because I hate that I'm lazy, but like it's like fuck, it's too much of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, 90% of being an adult is figuring out what's going to be less of a pain in the ass and less time consuming.
Yeah, totally.
To do,
But yeah, so I'm trying to think of this sequel thing that you asked because my dilemma is like the first Texas Chainsaw is my favorite Texas Chainsaw. My favorite slasher series is Halloween, and the first one is my favorite.
First one is so good.
I guess Army of Darkness.
Yep.
That's the third one though, technically.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if it doesn't have to be the number 2.
Right. It could be any of the sequels to it.
Kind of though. Army of Darkness could kind of be considered the second one because technically, the first like 10-15 minutes of Evil Dead 2 is actually Evil Dead 1.
Yeah, that confused the hell out of me when I was a kid. I'm like, what have I seen?
Yeah.
Do
you know the explanation for that?
Yeah, it's because he wanted to make Army of Darkness and they didn't want him to, right?
Well, for the first one and they never thought anybody was going to see the first one because it was just some chintzy movie they made for like barely no money, and they never thought anybody would ever see it.
So they wanted to have it as like a previously on, like when they show like the first few seconds of a TV show or something.
Yeah. So originally, when Evil Dead 2 was made, it wasn't called Evil Dead 2. It was just called like The Evil Dead or something like that. Or the first one was The Evil Dead, and it was just called Evil Dead. And they totally recapped the first movie in about the first 10 minutes.
Wow. And
there is a supercut that you can find online of the first one and the second one put together to make one long movie. And so like if you watch Evil Dead 2, the movie actually begins when he comes up out of the puddle in the ground after hitting the tree. And I think it's like 11 minutes and some seconds into the movie, I think, or it's like 14 minutes and some seconds. It's right in there. But you can take the part at the end of the first movie when he flies through the woods and hits the tree and falls into the puddle. If you cut it right there and then cut to him popping up out of the puddle in Evil Dead 2, it's just like a big continuation.
Wow.
And they made that? They made a supercut?
Somebody has. Some fan cut them together and put it online. It gets taken down. You can't find it on YouTube. anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it gets taken down for copyright issues, but like there's a torrent file of it out there somewhere.
Hmm.
I think I might still have it on one of my hard drives.
I think that's something one of my producers would have, because he's got a drive full of movies. Like
Yeah.
he's got a cut of the Godfather. That's the first and second movie cut together, like a super cut of that
Oh wow.
that they made for TV. I don't know. So I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And also, like Army of Darkness is almost like its own standalone movie too. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just
Yeah.
weird. But
The the cut that I had of the Evil Dead's actually had Army of Darkness on it too, because there's like a part at the beginning of Army of Darkness or at the end of Evil Dead 2 that can be cut out, and you
Mhm.
can splice all three of them together actually to make one long movie. But there's certain parts in Army of Darkness, if you cut out, you miss that whole fun scene at the beginning in S Mart.
yeah, yeah.
So what was like the first horror movie that you guys ever watched? Do you remember?
For me, the first one that I remember watching was Nightmare on Elm Street, and I remember I lived in South Philly at the time, and I remember walking to my friend's house, and his older brother was watching it, and I thought it was the most terrifying thing I had ever seen. I couldn't sleep for weeks. Like it was, and I hated horror movies. Like I was like, this is the worst feeling I've ever felt. This sucks. Like fuck. Like why do people do this to themselves? Um, and I just never watched horror again for years after that, and it scarred me. Now when I watch it, it's like the dumbest fucking. It's so lame and cheesy and ridiculous and not even scary at all.
What? For a newer movie that's a horror movie, you should watch Hereditary.
Oh, that movie fucked me up.
Yeah.
Oh, you did see it, yeah.
Oh, I saw Hereditary. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
won't,
better than
watch that
Lemon
again.
Yeah, that one that leaves you feeling bad.
Mhm.
Like you
There
just like
Yeah, there are two movies that I've seen in my life that I will never ever watch again.
Then
One of them is Hereditary, and one of them is Kids. I will never
Oh,
watch those.
Kids.
Those two movies are so fucking disturbing.
Kids Kids is one I always say, like, I need a shower and like go to
Yeah.
church after watching
Yeah,
it.
fuck that. That shit was.
Did you see Kids when you were a teenager?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
same.
was I think I was like a freshman or sophomore in college when it came out.
Kids Gummo is another one that's like that. Like
I
it's
never
like
saw that.
Gummo is made by the same guy.
Okay, fuck that
and-
guy.
yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
You just feel like terrible after watching it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh,
That's Requiem for a Dream.
that's
I don't know
another.
if you've.
Oh, yeah.
I literally got up off the couch and went and took a shower after I was done watching that movie.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
I was like,
either. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie Bully is like that too. Like,
Bully.
yeah, that was based off of a true story. Every time I haven't seen it in years, but like every time I'd watch that movie, I would have a fucking dream about it. Where like,
Weird.
yeah, because it's just like you feel like the movie gives you like that anxiety, like you're part of what they're doing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, it's just fucking awful after. It's weird how film and music can do that to us, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so the reason why I asked you about the first horror movie, Ron, is because
Yeah.
behind you, it looks like there's a picture of an American Werewolf in London,
It's signed
and that was
by-
my first horror movie. We had so there used to be this thing. It wasn't Laserdisc. It was called RCA Selectavision, and it played a vinyl record as a film.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was like this super technology, and it was gonna change the way everyone watched movies. And then literally like 3 months later, VHS came out and destroyed it. So
Yeah.
so I had the making of Michael Jackson's Thriller,
Oh hell yeah.
and it talks about that movie because Landis, is that his name? He did Thriller.
He did both. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, Grandma, can I watch this? And she was like, sure. She thought it was like a Michael Jackson movie or something. So she like rented it from the local guy who had all those discs and all those records that played movies. and it was not the same.
That's on my personal Mount Rushmore of horror movies. American Werewolf in London.
And it's a comedy.
Fucking love it.
That's,
Yeah,
that's like it's a comedy, but it's still scary as shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. That's a good one. It's definitely a really good. I mean, it's classic.
You know what movie I just watched a few days ago? Teen Wolf. Not a horror, and I guess kind of funny, but like, I just really wanted to see, like, after getting into, I haven't seen that movie in years, since before I got into horror. I just wanted to see the transition scene, or the transition scene, and
on the
compare
basketball court.
it. No,
Yeah.
it happens in his bathroom first,
Oh yeah.
because he's like, his dad's trying to get in. He's like, don't come, and he kind of, but it doesn't really show much. And then he just looks. He just looks at the movie is so ridiculous. That dude Styles was like, I used to think he was like the coolest dude ever when I was a kid. He's just such a douche.
I know. What were you, Trev? Were you talking about the thing on the basketball court where they like fucked up during the movie?
Oh, they fucked up?
Yeah, it's like his costume. Like, there's like a scene where he's like playing basketball where he's like he doesn't have like the legs on or something, where he has them on and all the rest of it.
Oh yeah, they get
no.
on when they all get on top of him. You just hear him growling, and he pops up as the wolf.
Yeah, there's something they screwed up. Yeah, like a continuity thing on the basketball court. It's something like that. He's missing something to his costume that he has on in all the other shots.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
No.
funny.
Yeah, that is funny. I didn't know about that. I might have to go rewatch it now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so it's just like van surfing, driving down the street. Crazy movie.
Oh, Teen Wolf.
I think the werewolf scene in American Werewolf in London is one of the best I've ever seen for like a transformation.
I think it still holds up
Yeah.
as one of the best.
Yeah.
It's because it is the best. It always will be the best.
Yeah.
The movie
it-
Trick or Treat had a good one too.
Which
Trick
one?
or treat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's a fun movie. That's
That is
like
a great movie. Yeah,
it captures the spirit of Halloween.
totally.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's become
You
my
know-
favorite like Halloween movie the past few years.
You know what
Really
was
good.
a kind of a cool in like the spirit of Halloween, kind of fun, but also pretty fucking creepy at the same time movie was the they made that like anthology movie off of those old books, like More Scary Stories or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was actually pretty fucking good.
I think
And
so. I think they did a
Quite
good
creepy.
job. They did a good job with like the designs of like the you know of like the monsters and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the art was outstanding.
it was almost like just as good as the book. Those books.
Yeah.
You want to talk about being scared as a kid, Ron? Those books
Yeah.
scared the shit out of me, and I couldn't stop reading them. Like
Yeah, they
I
were
never read
awesome.
them. I never
Oh,
read
Much
them.
like
dude,
the
they were
movie,
so
I guess,
awesome.
but that's it in the movie, right? They couldn't
Yeah.
stop reading the book, and it kept happening to them. Like, you know,
That's awesome.
like yeah. Those were fucking terrifying. Like the
Yeah. We used to read those all the time when we were kids.
yeah, like the big toe. Like that story scared the shit out of me. Like
Yeah.
not that I would ever eat a big toe, but like you know, like
You can go
Well,
to Canada and drink one.
Yeah, we can go to the Yukon Territory in Canada to take the old sour toe.
what the
You know the
fuck?
sourdough?
No.
Matt, it's been a while. Tell the story.
Oh, okay. So this is something that I will do before I die. It's on my bucket list. It's in Dawson City, which is in the Yukon Territory. It's up there. It's like right near the border
Very
of Alaska.
northwest. Yeah, northwest.
Yeah, it's
Canada.
like way north of Edmonton, if you know how far north Edmonton is.
Mm.
But there's the downtown saloon there has this thing that people come from all over the world to do. It's called the old sour toe, and there is a legit human toe in a shot of whiskey, and you have to take the whiskey gets poured, the toe goes in the shot of whiskey. You tilt it back up, take the shot, have to let the toe roll down and hit your lips, and then you give it back. You don't drink the toe. You're not allowed to. It's illegal. But they are on like their 8th or 9th toe because people have done things to some of these toes. And when I say toe,
Yeah, big
we're not
toe.
talking about some dude's little pinky toe here.
Yeah.
We're talking about a big old frostbitten, somebody lost their toe, big toe. Like,
Yep. There you
Man,
go.
have you read the big toe in that book? Do you know what happens when you
yeah,
fuck people's toes?
yeah. That's why I have to do this.
That I tell you what, I'll watch.
I actually know people who've done it.
Oh man, that's terrible. I
It's
you
gnarly.
win, dude. Like I thought I was a grimy dude. You just won. Just won.
That fucking toe shot is my destiny.
If I did it, that definitely wouldn't be my first shot. It would have to be like my seventh or eighth shot. I'm like, all right, give me the fucking toe.
And like,
Right.
and you have to, and they only do it on like certain days of the week between like certain times. It's like Tuesdays and Saturdays between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m.
Yeah.
or some shit like that. Yeah.
Why is there only certain? Is it like a loophole in the law or something?
I don't know. Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Oh man. So how do they get the toe?
People donate it.
Um,
Donate them a
yeah.
lot, I think.
People have donated toes. You know, because up there people lose toes from frostbite, but people also say when they die, like the place can have their toe. So they've got like a couple toes just chilling.
They have reserved toes.
Literally,
Well, like
just chilling.
Like
Canada
just
had to
hanging out in
change
the
the
pickled
laws.
egg jar. It's like
Well,
13
Canada had to
eggs and
change the
4 big
laws
toes.
because of this. Like seriously, laws had to be changed because of this, because there was like a fine, there's like fines for humans eating human flesh or whatever, like cannibal laws. And it used to only be like 20 or $250 or something like that. So somebody went in there one day, fucking grabbed the shot, took the shot, drank the toe, slapped $250 on the bar, and like walked out, basically, because they were like, "Fuck it, I'll spend $250 on actually
Cannibalism.
swallowing the toe."
How do
Yeah,
you
so they
not?
had to get the laws changed. Yeah, so now it's like a crazy fine, because then like somebody else did it even when they raised the fine a little bit. So now it's like, it's like $75,000 or some shit like that.
How do you not choke on a toe?
I don't know, but some people don't have a gag reflex. I don't know. Like ask Ron about butt slammers. Somebody in one of those videos has to know about what you're talking about.
Butt
Um,
slamming, toe jamming. There you go. Butt slammers 22.
oh, jamming. Holy Lord. It's funny because like Ron, you were talking about how it was like a video cassette and like you could like cut it up and
Yeah.
taped it back together and everything. There was this weird, and we're all around the same age, so I know you guys know what I'm talking about because I don't think younger people would know this. It's like this weird phenomenon, like forest porn, like finding porn
Yeah.
out in the woods and shit.
I've done
like,
it.
This is like deja vu to me right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've
really?
had. Oh yes. Oh yes. Please
It's-
continue.
yeah, no, like it was weird, right? Like you would go out there and you would find it. Like
Yeah.
usually
Ron
like
has found this.
yeah,
Yes.
I found it like there was like this like shot up old car that was just in the middle of the woods. No idea how it got there.
Yeah.
It's all rusted out, and then like there were like we were like, fucking with it when we were kids and we found a bunch of porn, But it turns out like that's like a fun like that happens all over, or at least it used to back
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Woods
Yeah.
porn.
I've come across the
A
bottom of the
giant-
porn rainbow twice.
Wasn't a giant trash bag filled with it?
Yeah, when I was in middle school, it was either seventh or eighth grade, and we live not too far from a golf course. So what we used to do is during the summer, we would walk in the woods and collect golf balls that golfers hid into the woods, and then we would clean them up and we would set up shop at one of the tees and sell them for like a quarter each.
Mm-hmm.
And so we used to call it golf ball hunting. We'd be like walking. It's funny because your snake thing reminded, because we used to like take our shoes and socks off and wade through the creeks looking for golf balls, and that's like snake. And there's like water moccasins and shit too.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
we could have gotten fucked up, but anyway. And then one day I'm walking. And I see this like hollowed out. It's like it's a tree that's been chopped down, but the stump is pretty high and it's like hollowed out. And I see like this little trash bag part sticking out. So I look up, okay, it's a trash bag in the tree, and I yank it out, and there's like 12 or 13 like Playboys and Penthouse and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, and I called over the other two dudes, and they were kind of like really wet because they had been out in the for like a long time. So what we did was we went through each magazine page by page and ripped out the pages that were still good, and we had like a stack of and we put the rest back in the tree. But we had like a stack of pages, and my friend had like a loft bed in his bedroom with like I think it might have been an American flag on the ceiling above it, and we stuck it in there. So like whenever we go to his house, we would just go up and like pull the stack out from like, you know.
The
Yeah.
DB Cooper of nudie magazines.
Yeah, it was fucking wild. It was the craziest, like,
And
yeah,
it was
all the
never
time.
caught.
And I one time I found him on the train tracks in DC
Yeah.
on Bowling Air Force Base. There was like a stack just I don't know, just chilling. It's just like
Ron's the king of finding random porn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the coonhound of porn magazines.
It was a thing, dude. It was crazy. I don't know. It was to me. I was always like, I thought it was just something that happened to me and my buddies, and then like as I got old, when the internet came around, and you like
Yeah.
start hearing about it, like it's like not like I wasn't like on like message forums trying to figure out if
No, yeah, you had to walk the earth to find that shit before the internet.
Yeah.
And you were either rewarded or you weren't, but you got to keep walking and looking.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I used to go out like when we were kids. We would just go out in the woods and just run a fucking muck.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I remember that. I remember finding the woods porn, and I'm like, and like I said, as an adult, you hear about it. Like, I forgot about it, and then I hear like someone on like the radio talking about it or something. I'm like, oh my god, that happened somewhere else, And then
Yeah, so many people like hiding their porn in the woods. It's so weird. It's such a weird thing to do, but it happens fucking all the time and everywhere.
fucking boomers had to hide that shit from their families.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like somebody's stash that they would go to every now and then, or if they were just throwing it away. Like, who knows? Like, I wonder how many. I wonder how much woods porn is like. I'm done with this, or it's like,
Nah,
visited wood porn.
it's visited.
You think so? You think it's a stash like a squirrel hides his
Oh,
nuts?
100% it's visited.
Dude,
Okay.
some hobo went back to that tree and was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, all my where the fuck? Yeah,
My porn.
yeah.
Like I
No.
said, that's cool, man. You found it in like a hollowed out tree where I
Yeah.
think finding it in a fucking rusted out, shot up car was pretty cool too. But like,
That's cool. That's cooler. I mean, yeah, mine was no. It was
no
like,
way, dude. Like that. Like I said, that's like DB fucking Cooper. Like
yeah.
dropping the money in the woods. Like that's what that was. That guy dropped it out of an airplane. Like his wife was.
Yeah, I
like,
pulled it out, and there were like elves making cookies underneath the shit. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is going?
some dude's wife had a sneaky suspicion he had pornographic material at home, and he took a small airplane ride and dropped it out of it like
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, it
man.
could have been like a pound of coke, but no, it was a bag of porn.
I wouldn't
Yep.
tell anybody if I found that.
Yeah.
If I found a pound of coke, there would be signs.
Like this.
Trevor's like really outgoing this week.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I just missed you guys. I hadn't talked to you in a while, and
Yeah.
like I was listening to, I listened to the podcast obviously because I'm always like, "Hey guys, great episode," but like, yeah, I was like, man, I want to laugh it up with these two guys. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun with hanging out with people your own age every once in a while, you know.
Yeah. It is. It totally is. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, it's fucking. Yeah, our age is kind of weird because I think I've said this many times before, but we're like the perfect age to have been able to actually like live and enjoy life before technology, and also young enough to learn it and enjoy it now. Where we're kind of in that sweet spot.
The one thing that I was bad at, and I still am, is the internet dating thing. Like when it first started, I'm like, this is never gonna catch on.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah,
you
man.
and like I'm just like I don't know how to like carry on a conversation like that.
I've never done it because
Yeah.
but I've also never, ever, ever approached a woman who I didn't already know liked me. That's how horrible my self esteem is. So I could never, if I was single, I don't think I could ever do the internet thing because I just wouldn't. I don't know. I have such a fear of rejection and like.
No, I hear you.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. No, it's just weird. I you know I don't particularly like do it anymore. I just like I meet people and I meet people, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
but like in like my 20s and stuff, I was like, yeah, let's give this thing a shot. It was so bad, dude. It was. I would see these people like the Casanova of the internets like do so well, and then people find out like they're just not there. It was a total lie. You know what I mean? Like they were totally not the person they were
Yeah, yeah,
pretending
yeah.
to be. You know, so and I'm just like, for me, it's like if I ask some like if I try to have a conversation with somebody across the internet and like I don't get like if there's just direct answers. I'm like, how do you find out there's chemistry by just fucking texting? You know what I
It's
mean?
so
Like,
weird. Yeah.
You
it's a
know,
tough thing. Yeah. So I just don't do it. But I like I said, but the people our age, like they're good at it. Like they saw it. Like this is how it's gonna have to be. So
Yeah.
I'm just more of like an eye contact. Let's hang out kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think chemistry exists between young people, to be honest.
Yeah. Possible that you might be right.
Like, what?
Oh, you mean
It
like young
exists.
people, like current young people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it exists, but it is not on the same level as
They don't value sex nearly as much as we did when we were their age.
But it's not just that. Well, while that statement is true, statistically, uh, it's not just sex; it's just chemistry.
Yeah.
Like you can't, no matter how much you can understand people through text messaging and figure out nuance, what sarcasm, what have you, you still like chemistry is an in-person thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you have to learn how to play on a team, like kind of thing, not just like relationship or romantic chemistry, but just chemistry as a human being
Yeah. Yeah.
in society.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got to be able to. You got to find the right vibes and stuff, and can't. That gets lost in translation, So I had a rule. I had to talk to the person on the phone before we like went out on a date.
That's a good rule.
I think because like if I don't want to talk to you on the phone, then I'm not gonna be able to sit
Yeah.
with somebody, So and it's not like I'm not being like shallow by that, but like if there's no conversation, like what
Yeah, that's not being shallow. I mean, being
Yeah.
shallow would be like not wanting to talk to them on the phone first. Like,
fair enough. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's.
Oh, you're good looking. Let's just go and do our thing, and then that's that.
Well, I guess it
Like,
also depends on which app you're using. I mean, like Tinder is basically just like to hook up, right?
yeah, I
So,
think. Yeah,
but-
like you said, I'm not on any of them any longer, just because like it was just like, yeah, it is what it is. Like so. But yeah, that was a weird one. That was a weird one for like, because we were there for the dawn of it. Like
Yeah.
So, but on the other side of it, like I can actually go out and talk to somebody. Like I know
Right.
how. I have the skills. I have the vocational
Right.
skills to go out there and just talk to somebody. And be and like it's something. I mean, I worked in bars for 20 years. I went from seeing everyone
Yeah.
talk to each other to no one talking at all.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we have the skills, we have the before and after skills.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
talk to people and read maps, and we can get online and hide and do whatever you guys are doing now too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who thought maps were going to be like obsolete?
I know.
The maps things kills me.
Yeah.
They're not obsolete, Trev. They're alive. You just
Well,
have to-
you're right. No, you're
I
right.
love
Like,
maps.
like being able to read a map is not an obsolete trait. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Sometimes your phone isn't going to work.
that's right.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a lot, man. If all of a sudden, like, well, if the grid went down, we'd all be fucked. But there'd be a lot of people who would be a lot more fucked a lot quicker than people who haven't lived, were old enough to take care of themselves before the year 2000.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh, we saw it when New Jersey like was like, "Hey, you guys can pump your own gas now."
Oh, do they pump their own
I,
gas now?
I think it was short lived. Like people were driving away with fucking nozzles still in the pumps and shit. Like,
Dude, one of one of the greatest like internet trolling events that I have ever seen in my entire life was when there was a county in Oregon that decided that they were going to go from where people get their gas pumped for them to having to pump their own gas, just
Yeah.
like you're talking about. And the complaints that immediately happened from this county were first off insane, like anybody else, because Oregon and New Jersey are the only two states that do that.
Oh, Oregon
Uh,
too. I didn't know there was another one. Okay.
yeah,
maybe
and
it was
it's not the
Oregon
entire state,
that I had a problem. Maybe it was Oregon that I saw then. Maybe it wasn't Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
but these people, the complaints that were coming out of these people's mouths for having to pump their own gas lasted all of maybe an hour before the rest of the entire internet came down on this county of people like Christ Almighty himself
Like the
with the
hammer of
trolling.
Thor.
It was one of the greatest just internet slashings I have ever witnessed in my entire life, because it was like 2 straight weeks of everyone
funny.
all over the world just being like, "You fucking pussies."
Yeah.
It was monumental.
That's awesome.
The internet doesn't always disappoint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah, we were in Jersey in December and I couldn't pump my own gas.
Yeah, maybe it was that
Yeah.
place in Oregon, because like I mean, they make devices so if you do drive away with the nozzle in there,
It
like
snaps right
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
so but like people were doing that like nonstop, and it might not have it might have been in Oregon, but like
I
yeah.
don't know. Jersey might have happened there too. Like,
I've seen it
what?
happen here. I've seen it happen twice.
Oh, I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
that I've seen happen.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just talking about the
all of a
whole
sudden you just hear a
public
snap
gas
and
thing.
you look and it's like a car dragging away a fucking
Yep.
it's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we had a garage and we had gas pumps, and like I was full service, so like I've seen that happen for sure. You know what else I saw happen? While working there, while we had that place, was a home fuel truck drove up the road and it was spilling.
Oh
like,
no.
yeah. So like, yeah, that was another one we've seen before.
Just spilling gas everywhere.
Everywhere, dude.
Damn.
This was back when it was like, like $5 a gallon too. Like this was this
Wow,
was
that's like
yeah.
it's like
Brutal.
spilling gold all over the streets.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You're lucky somebody didn't flick a cigarette.
You saw like a friggin' like a police car not even a minute later just flying up the road like trying to catch them, you know what I mean? To tell them to stop. Yep. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I think people don't remember those times too. Like in 2008, 2009, when the economy crashed, like fuel was through the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
That was right after the big boom of like buy SUVs at the safe. Remember, like like that was like the government was like SUVs are the safest cars on the planet. Then all of a sudden, gas through the roof. Like
I had just before all that happened, like that was a couple years really, but I had bought my uncle's GMC Z71, like those giant ass pickups. It was like a 1991,
mm-hmm.
and then
Nice.
yeah, well,
1,000 pounds.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Solid gold, yeah. Like, yeah, but then that happened, and it was like $85-$90 to fill my gas tank up.
Damn.
And I was like commuting like 45 minutes an hour each way every day. I was basically just paying to get to work and go home. It was fucking brutal.
Yeah, that sucks. I had a 90. What year was it? It was like a 94 full size Blazer. It was the last year they called them Blazers before they like started calling them Trailblazer was the next one.
Yeah, Trailblazer, yeah.
Or
Those
something
are
like
nice.
that. Yeah, so I had like an old school like 2-door full size.
Oh yeah.
And when I moved to Massachusetts in 2011, like gas wasn't cheap then either, and like it was what I was using for my business, like driving around and shit. And I'm like, this sucks. I have to get something better. So then I started buying like $500 cars,
Yeah.
run them to
Oh,
the
yeah.
shed, and then just buy another
Yep.
one. You know.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. It's crazy how things have changed with like, because like I remember I bought this is like us, you know, the old men sitting on the porch talking shit. Like,
Yeah.
but like I remember I bought a Camaro, an '86 Camaro for $200. I bought
Nice.
an '86 Mustang for $500. You know, like I've had these cars in my '74 Maverick. Like I've had all these old cars and stuff, and they were like, and now like you got some guy who's got like, you know, the thing's rotted out and it's like a Gremlin. It's like an AMC, and they're like, I know what it's worth, 10 grand. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you got to pay me $200 to take that away.
I know. I know. It's a fucking 86. Did you say 86 Camaro? 84 Camaro? I don't think it matters. That's a boat of a Camaro. Those were badass.
It was the first time they put the fuel injection in them too. It was a 2.0
Yeah.
injection.
Tell me it had the T-tops.
I did not have T-tops.
Oh.
It was only a 6-cylinder. It was only a 6-cylinder. The IROC, I think, had the
The
T-tops.
IROC.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you
the
know,
fucking IROC. Yeah.
in New York, you know what they say IROC stands for?
No.
Italian retard out cruising. Because all the fucking Guidos had IROCs in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I believe that.
My dream car is still like a
Yeah.
60s or 70s Volkswagen Bug. I will have one of those one day.
The one with the sink in it.
I want a 69 Torino Cobra. That's been my
Nice.
dream car.
Oh.
I found when I was in Tennessee, I found a chassis for one, and it was just the chassis though, and I was like, I can't buy it.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying a 67 Lincoln Continental with like the side doors, and I bought it for $2,000, and I was showing people up here, and they were like, I'll give you 10 grand for it. I'll give you, you know what I mean? Because like down there's no like, and especially where I was, like there was no rot on cars. There was because there's no salt. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and like no one down there cared about a Continental with suicide door. Up here, that's like a gangster car. Like people,
totally,
yeah.
You know,
I want that.
Yeah, everybody wanted to buy the motor from me to put it in like a there was like a drag racing place up there where I was at. So like people like to do like those hot rods for that, you know.
Yeah.
So I got it running, but like I ended up selling it to somebody out there after I left because like I needed someone to put a rear end in it, and the guy wouldn't. He said he was gonna, and he never did. And to get it hauled up would have been fucking thousands of dollars by the time 2020 came around. So, but
what was the motor in it? Do you know?
It was a 461.
Oh yeah, that's why people wanted to buy it. Yeah.
That's why they wanted that. Yeah. I didn't even
a badass engine, and I believe it's somewhat rare as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because there was 460. I know there was a 460, and maybe like a 460 something, like 2 or something. But the 461 was like this rare. Yeah. I didn't know anything really about it because I never even thought about having a car like that. You know, so the thing was pretty sweet for what it was. Like I said, it needed a paint job, and like I got it going. We got it going. Like we had a makeshift like fuel pump system going, and we were pumping fuel into it. So I needed a gas tank and the rear end done. That was basically all I had to do left to it to get it to drive, you know? Yeah. So, but like nowadays, like I said, man, you can't like, I saw like someone was selling like a 90s, like Sierra for like astronomical money. I'm like, the economy to be better. Stop fucking pricing your shit that high, you know? That's where it starts. It starts with us.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Some of these older cars now, they're so rare now.
Yep.
They're just worth so much fucking money.
Especially if you took care of it all those years. And you don't it's not a rebuild or whatever. Man.
It's crazy because like where'd they all fucking go? I guess they just all go to junkyards or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I remember being a kid and my father and my uncle had all these cars that were like dope and they were cheap. Like they were telling us my cousins how cheap they were. And they're like, that's never gonna have, like, these cars that we have, they're never gonna be like that, and now they are.
Yeah.
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 So
I know. If you're an old car collector, man, you're sitting on a fucking gold mine now.
I knew a guy that did that down there, and he was actually where I got to store my Lincoln was at one of his garages. So he had some of the craziest like old cars, and he would get such good deals on them. I don't know. He did something. I feel like he was in like the amusement business, so like the touchscreen things at bars and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But I think he had some modified for like payouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
he had some kind of like gambling racket
I'm
going
sure,
on
yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Nice.
So he had so many cars, like, and he had like 4 garages. I'm like, what the fuck? And he was just some hillbilly, it's like
Yeah.
some southern twang guy, and
Yeah. That's funny.
That's all they do, man. Is cars. I mean,
What
you
if you
know.
could make a lot of money with like vending machines and those like gaming machines and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh
You get
yeah.
cash business, right? So you don't
Yeah.
you don't have to claim as much. No one claims as much as they get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a good way to launder money.
Yeah.
Yep. Which I'm pretty sure all the corner stores, that's exactly what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
They buy those machines. Like, why the hell would they report any of it,
Yeah, exactly.
Until
Yeah.
the state comes in. Maybe that's why they disappear from those places every once in a while, because they get caught.
Probably.
They make them take it out.
Yeah,
Or like a laundromat, like owning a laundromat or some shit would probably be.
that's another cash business. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought it would be cool to have a bar with laundry machines in it, because then you could do your laundry and sit at the bar and drink.
It
Or
has
have
to
like
be
a punk
separate
venue,
rooms.
have a punk venue, but with like a bar, a gaming area, and like laundry machines. I don't know. For some reason, I just want those quarters, man.
It's like Shots and Suds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good name. That's a
Yeah.
good. We're on to something here, fellas.
I'm telling you, if you had a laundromat with a bar in it, everybody would go to that laundromat in the area. Like, why? Because
Yeah.
the worst part is waiting for your shit to finish.
Yeah.
Mm.
But if you could sit at a
Laundromat with
bar
fucking
and,
bar,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking.
That's why I don't go to laundromats, like because of that. Like I hate waiting around for things.
You can get
Yeah.
and you don't even have to sit at the bar. You can just fucking get a drink and then go to your laundry
Yeah,
and have a
just
drink with you.
put tables around the whole place, man. Just like, yeah.
I saw
telling you.
something recently about a guy who had like it was the quarter thing, like you're saying, like he had a laundromat, and depending on it was some because he had like games in there, like arcade games in there
Yeah.
too. But
Mhm.
there's like a law about it, so he has to be a certain amount of feet like per way to have both or whatever. And this guy bought like this huge building and made it a laundromat and just started throwing these pinball machines and video games in there.
Yeah.
And again, all cash, right? It's an all cash
Yeah.
business.
The laundromat by my house has some video arcade games in it.
Really?
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
a ton, but there's like, I want to say there's like 4 or 5.
Imagine that. Like that's a good way to pass the time. And
Yeah.
and you throw a little bar back there too, like Ron said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's wouldn't know what was hitting them,
No,
like
I'm telling you, it would be.
Oh shit, you got to come to the drinking arcade down here.
I know. I want to go to that place.
It's
I got-
dude, it's $16 and you play all the video games you ever wanted to. It's like a giant arcade from the 80s. It has like all the pinball, all the fucking 80s arcade games, all the 90s arcade games, and it's just $16 and you can play all of them for free. There's even like a room there in this place that is made up like an 80s living room. And they have like a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, a Genesis and shit hooked up to a TV. There's like a couch and shit.
Nice.
that's rad. Now,
Yeah,
you
and they have beers. There's a bar there.
yeah. So here's my thing: is that made for us older people, or is that
Yep.
made for like 20-year-old? You know what I'm saying? Like who
No,
are
it's
they trying to get in there?
so their busy times are the weekends at nights, and it's all the like 30s and 40s and 50s crowd.
Once the kids go to bed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sneak out to play some to play some Double Dragon and
Hell yeah. That was the shit. Double Dragon.
And they have shows there on Saturdays too.
Nice. Yeah, that's
nice.
pretty sick. What is
That's
it
a good
called?
one.
Reclaim Arcade.
What's your favorite arcade game from a kid?
Oh man, it might be the Ninja Turtles one, the 4-player Ninja Turtles
That
one.
was a good game. Yeah.
I was heavy into that one.
Hmm.
I used to frequent the arcade in the basement of Boston Common Mall in Arlington, Virginia.
There
There was a
was
Boardwalk Fries right there. It was great.
I think like there was this game called Wardner, and I was obsessed with it when I was a kid, and I ended up buying one of those stupid like 2 million games on this one little stick, and it's on there, and like I played it. I'm like,
What is it called?
Wardner.
Wardner?
You were this little like roly-poly wizard guy, and some bad wizard guy stole your girlfriend, and you have to like go save her, and these eyeballs are floating around. And you got to
Weird.
climb. It took me over a decade to figure out what the name was, and I finally had found it. And then like I bought one of those systems that like the emulator things just to play that one game, and I played it for like 10 minutes, and I don't even know where the system is now. It's somewhere lost in my house. But that was my favorite.
I was a Centipede guy.
Centipede is a good one.
Yeah, that's my even like that's still my go-to. If I go to a place and they have it, it's like there's something about like that ball and like how it's just like rapid fire. I don't know.
Nostalgic.
Yeah.
What was yours, Matt?
I mean, the Ninja Turtles one, but
That's right. Yeah. That's the one like Rocksteady and Bebop would just show up and fuck your day
Hell
up.
yeah. I'm trying to remember like even back farther, like the 80s, what before that was even out, what I was really into. I used to love Galaga when I was like
That was a great
smaller.
one too. That's my number 2. Yeah.
Galaga was really fucking cool. And
that's a lot like Centipede.
Yeah.
Ball,
yeah.
Like yeah.
Space Invaders. That was a good one. Yeah.
Space Invaders was always cool. Yeah. What was the fucking Missile Command? I loved Missile Command too.
I don't remember Missile Command.
Was it Airwolf? Was it called Airwolf?
Oh, Airwolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The helicopter game or whatever.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, the one with a machine gun.
Yeah, with the it was like the Uzi or whatever, and you
was that
shot
what
it. But yeah, it had something to do with the helicopter too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Airwolf.
Yeah. That was a I'm like, oh, there's a gun on this, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I also used to love Afterburner, especially the one that you could like sit in that like moved around and you could control with the fucking joystick.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah, I used to like. I love. They're making everything we loved as a kid is like making this comeback.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Which was cool because like, but like it was also this is my get off my lawn moment here. Like it's cool, but like all you do is go pay a fee and you can play them all. Like when we were kids, you get quarters and like just put the I don't know. I'm being an old man.
No, it meant more when you're working on your own money. You know what I mean? Like when you because when you lose, you also lose your money. So it's like
I stole those quarters from my parents fair and square.
Exactly. Yeah.
Believe me, I thought the same. I thought it might not, that might be weird. After about like the second time there, I was just like, no, this isn't weird. This is the coolest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Like
it's just a bunch of old heads like us. So
yeah, they have food, there's drinks, there's like an outdoor area. You can go outside and smoke if you want. You can take your drinks out there too. Like there's an 80s living room, and then there's so many pinball machines. There's skee ball too, all free.
Oh, nice.
Skee
ball without tickets is kind of weird. That one I will say is weird, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
I worked at a little arcade on the beach. That's where I worked at this place at the beach for over a decade, and then went back and ran their bar when I was an adult, which was cool. Nice. But like I worked there. I started as in the arcade when I was like 15 or 16. And then like I worked my way up until like there was kiddie rides. And then from the kiddie rides, I ended up working in the bar, and I worked there for years and stuff like that. And I hated fixing skee ball machines. Like it was the absolute worst thing because kids would pull on it was because of the tickets, right? The kids would pull on the tickets, and then and then it would get jammed, and you'd have to go in there, and what a pain in the balls.
That
but
sounds annoying. Yeah.
I was there one time, and Ray Allen was in there playing skee ball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And this was like, I think it was like right before He Got Game came out, but it was like right after his Yukon days because it was in Rhode Island.
Oh, nice.
And I recognized who he was because he was a big deal in the area because he played at Yukon. But like I didn't say nothing to him, and like there was one chick, one girl went up to him and like he like signed something for her, and I was just like cool because like you know what I mean. I was like, how's this gonna play out? Because like for a lot of people noticed him, it would be a big deal, and but he was just playing ski. He was pretty good at skee ball.
Nice.
Ray Allen's a hell of a skee ball player.
Isn't he the 3-point champ like of all time in the NBA?
Oh,
am I wrong on that?
He might be.
I think Steph Curry might have passed him recently.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. He
was for a minute at least.
Down at the beach, Musquamaket Beach, Rhode Island, my home. I love that place. That place was awesome.
Well, all right, gentlemen. Trev, it was awesome chatting.
Yeah, thanks for letting me come on and just talk and talk.
These are the best sometimes. These are the best.
Like I said, I just missed you guys, man. I'm happy you guys had me back on,
Yeah, well, we missed you too, so thanks for coming on.
We got to plan something, dude. We got to plan a show or something.
We do. Yeah. Maybe
we'll talk. We can talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah.
All right. Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
You too, man.
Yeah, love you too, dude.
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Later.
All right. Bye.
How do I do this shit? I can still hear you. So what do I have to press? Close.